Hi, everyone. My name is Nancy Beck, and I am running for Polk County Supervisor in District 8. I live north of St. Croix Falls, right on Highway 87. I've lived here for about 7 years after I married my husband, Jerry Sand. I was born and raised in Polk County, more down in the Osceola area, but my family spent a lot of times roaming around the county in my childhood. My father was a short-term trucker, and those were the days when there were Sears and Penny's and all these stores everywhere. So we delighted in being able to go with him and roam around the county delivering freight. He was also a baseball player, and in the early 60s, Cushing was the baseball mecca. So we spent a lot of time in Cushing and just love that area. A lot of family is up there for me as well. And then as I got a little older, we were very involved with 4-H with horses. And so we had a nice circuit that we would go around the region here with showing our horses as well. So I feel like I know overall the county quite well from those experiences. I graduated Osceola High School in 1974, and I went to the U of M and got an associate's degree in veterinary technology. I married my first husband, Harry, in 1977, and he was from Lycans. And if anybody out there maybe knew Harry, great guy. He was the optometrist in Osceola. He did pass away in 2010. And of course, my life changed drastically after his passing. We have 3 sons. They were also raised in Osceola. And after Harry's passing, I kind of switched gears in responding to what I needed to do at the time. We had owned his building that he worked with his optometry practice in. And so I owned that, and we had owned some other residential rental property. So that was what I took over after he passed. And so I got more heavily involved with that sort of work in Osceola. And in 2012, I purchased a building in downtown Osceola, the Main Streeter Cafe, if anybody you had been there. And we spent a year, I have a business partner, we spent a year renovating that building and then turned that into rental property as well. We sold that just at the very end of 2020. Now it is the Staple and a different type business in there. But I have been heavily involved with many areas of community service my whole life. I have worked in my church, I worked in Harry's practice, I worked in different veterinary practices. I also ran a program called Destination Imagination at Osceola schools. And so that also put me in touch with a lot of the other school districts. Most recently, I've been on the board for the Osceola Chamber and Main Street, and I've had many duties involved there from secretary, treasurer, just a lot of different facets to it. My family has grown considerably. We have the 3 sons and their spouses, and I now have 10 grandchildren, and they're spread out between Washington State, Minnesota, and they're in Osceola. So I just so greatly appreciate the place that I've been able to call home. I just think it's the best where we're able to live. We just have a very unique communities here, something that should be treasured and that we should work with and take care of. I am motivated to run for the county board right now because of these different changes. I no longer own all the properties in Osceola, and I am living up here now. And it's just so beautiful up here along the river. I feel more connected to the river here than I did before. And I feel like I have the time to help out in this area where I'm living now and the county overall. So it's good timing for me with having sold my properties that I feel I have more time to contribute right now to some of the things that we're facing. There are several things that I feel are important going on in the county right now. There's so much changing, and COVID has accelerated some of those changes, and the timing is really good to work on some of these things. I really feel the need to pass a comprehensive ordinance governing the CAFOs, which is the concentrated animal feeding operations. I feel it's critical that we need to be watching over our quality of our water for our lakes, rivers, and streams, and our well water. So this is very good, important timing on an issue like that. I also want to know more about helping evaluate the use of the Polk County Fairgrounds. I was so disappointed that the grandstand had to be torn down, and so I've been trying to get more information on what that will look like moving forward for the fair, and hopefully that it can stay there and we can keep some of those historic buildings in place. So I want to work on that one a little bit more. I also feel the need to continue that we support Golden Age Manor in Amory. That's our county nursing facility. My mother-in-law worked there for years. One of my aunts was a resident there, and I would like to preserve that quality of life that people deserve with Golden Age Manor. And the last one, I guess I've got two more actually. I really am interested. I've done quite a bit of work with economic vitality through my work with the chamber and different boards in Osceola. And we are facing some big changes right now with the county. And I really hope that we can find some safe and some quality economic growth, especially in our tourism factor. A lot of people are wanting to come and visit our area, and I think that we can do additional things to help encourage that in the right manner. And then the last one is that I am interested in the ARPA funds. Those are the funds that have become available through all the COVID response, and the county still does have some money to use for that. And I feel that that should be used in additional economic vitality in the long term, not just something short term. And I'm hoping that we can come up with some good ideas that I have not seen come forth from the board right now. So I just told you about the issues that the top ones that I've been looking at and how I feel about them. I know I have a lot of background to learn, but I think that I can do that, and that's one of my qualifications that I feel that I can bring to the board. Is anybody who's worked with me knows that I come well prepared, I'm a good listener, I'm fair-minded, and I like to find a good solution with the team. And that is how I've worked with in many areas in my life. I've spent countless volunteer hours dedicated to improving the quality of life, and at the local level, and I would like to continue to do that. The work that I've done has intersected with just about every type of organization you can think of, nonprofit groups, boards, the municipalities, school boards, and various state agencies. So I feel I do have a good idea of how things get done and how the gears need to fit together for us to make progress. So that is my background for now. Please contact me if you want to talk with me more. You can call or text me at 715-494-0272. Thank you for your interest with this video, and I'm happy to answer any other questions you may have.